Hey friends, how's it going? This week, I get to finally update you on what the job is that I've been doing as a contract for a little while. I feel like I've talked about it a lot and it's been really annoying. I'm doing one of those annoying things where I'm like, oh, this contract job I'm doing, but I couldn't talk about it for a few weeks until we sort of figured out, okay, this is something I'm gonna keep doing rather than me coming on here and being like, oh, look at this cool new job I got. And then 2 weeks later being like, actually, I hate it. So for legal reasons, we just kept it on the DL for a little while, but I'm really enjoying it, so I get to tell you about it now because I think I'm going to be there for the foreseeable future. So I am working with Lecturio, and I thought I would kind of tell you what what the company is, because I think it's super duper cool, and then like what I'm going to be doing with them, and also just like pick your brain for anything you would like to see with kind of a learning platform, because that's what it is, and explain, just kind of go over like fun different things that you can do maybe with your nursing degree that is kind of a surprise. So this is kind of a surprise for me. It came out of left field. I have worked with them before because I've liked their products. They're a education company essentially for right now nurses and med students. They have some PA programs in there too, and they basically are a supplemental learning system. So I guess we're gonna dive into it. This wasn't well thought out. I'll dive into what it is, and then I'll just chat about, like I said, we'll chat from there. So what the Lecturio company is a lot of people know them from med school. If you watch, like I watch a lot of med school vlogs, Rachel Southard, Jenny Lay, all of, there's a ton more and I just can't think of their names. And a lot of them use Lecturio, so I had heard about them through them, but they didn't have a huge nursing presence. And they had contacted me a long time ago and asked me to just like review their product. I did a sponsored video by them forever ago because I was like, oh, this is cool. It's just kind of like broken down information in an easy to understand way, but the platform hadn't really, it was still very, very medically based. So what they've done now is they've launched their whole nursing side of the business, which is awesome. And that's where I'm kind of like getting brought into it with. So what they do is they provide educational videos where they kind of take all the concepts that you learn in nursing school through all the different courses and prereqs, break it down into easier to kind of understand short videos so you can go to them if you're like, I just don't know, like what? I don't get it. Let me break it down for you. And then you can go enroll in courses and say like, oh, I'm in med surg, and it'll kind of create a study plan for you of like, this is all the information you have to know by the end. Let's break it down. You watch the lectures if you have questions and you want to supplement yourself, or you can just go in and do their question bank. It'll kind of be as hands-off or as hands-on as you want, so you can have it give you a literal study plan, which I think is great, because I know in nursing school I was overwhelmed and I was like, I don't know what I even need to do to get there. So it will either, you could go full mode and go, hey, I want you to teach me all the information, and then I want you to plan out how I should study, and then review me for like, do all the reviews for tests. You can do that. Or you can kind of use it as like, oh, I'm not sure on this topic, let me watch a video on it. Or just, you could go more hands-off and be like, I just want you to quiz me, because a huge other part of the company is spaced repetition in order to help you actually learn. So the primary focus of the whole platform is education based on science. So using the science of learning and how you learn, and the head of nursing, Dr. Laws, she has her doctorate in how to learn instead of the DNP, anything like that, which she and I had a ripe old conversation about complaining about the DNP, but this isn't about that. She understands how to learn, and she integrates a lot of that into how to help you study in a way to help you retain the information, which is a question I get asked all the time, is how do I study for fundamentals? Like, I cannot remember theory for the life of me. And I'm almost like, I don't know, I hate those classes. This gives you a way to kind of work through the information, and then it'll ask you to recall it in a way that will help it keep it fresh in your mind, so you don't have to cram at the end for a test. So it has all of that. They have free YouTube videos. You can go on their website and like try out the different features that you like, and then if you end up loving it, to get like the full access, you can do a monthly subscription or an annual one. They gave me a code for a decreased rate of right now, I believe it's under $80, but as time goes on, I don't know. They're kind of doing promo rates right now since the platform is new. So that might go up in the future, but if you use code nurseliz, that will get you the discounted rate for a full year. And you can go and check it out and like learn from it. I'm obsessed. So how I kind of ended up, so that's kind of, I guess, their end. That's what the company is. That's what it does. I'm really, really excited. How I got looped in with them is they had someone in there, like I said, I had worked with them before, and we were talking about doing a video, and they kind of just asked me like, is this something you would be interested in working on with us? Because we need someone who knows nursing, because they have all the people to do all the graphics and do all the animation and do all the behind the scenes technical stuff that I don't know how to do, but they didn't have anyone who knew nursing and social media on their team. And so they asked me if I wanted to do it. And I was like, well, I really like, that's like, I know what nursing and I like social media. So, okay. And it's just kind of blown up out of that into like all these different avenues where we're creating, like trying to just create something around a nursing student and what you would like. And eventually we're going to go into, there's some stuff for NPs right now. But that's still mostly, there is like an NP track. It's mostly with the medical videos. And in the future, we're hoping to kind of like expand that. So what I'm doing for them is I'm translating, like kind of, I'm meeting in the middle. So I'm the one that brings all like it's making me sound way more important than I am. I'm just kind of the middle point to kind of bring together social media and nursing and the brand so that it's all cohesive and it makes sense. Because we kind of speak our own language. You know what I mean? As nurses, it's not what you read. They're like, but that's what it says on the paper. We're having lots of conversations. We're like, it says it's about like acid-base balance. I'm like, no, it's an ABG. Like, you know, we just have our own weird language. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing there. Eventually, once my telehealth job ends in the end of July. And at that point, I'm going to transition and even do a few more hours and start working on actual content creation with them. And that's the goal, at least. And so eventually I'll get to like be a lecturer, like an educator in the videos, which is like, I'm so excited because if you guys know, like I love education. I hope that comes through in some of my videos, but like I love that aspect of it. But nursing school, one, I don't have my doctorate. So I couldn't teach in a lot of schools that are at least local to me as they wanted your doctorate. And I don't want to get one right now. And I just didn't like kind of the mean girls vibe that seems to be going on at a lot of colleges, to be honest, like within nursing administration and education. And this is kind of like the perfect thing where I still get to go in, and to be totally honest, I had been thinking of launching like some kind of series of videos educating people and nursing students on some of these same topics. And I just don't have the graphics background. I don't have all the things to make the videos like polished and create a whole platform around it. And so it was just kind of like a perfect timing, honestly, where they came in and they said, okay, this is what we want to do and this is what we need you for. And I was like, I get to just do all the things I love, which is like content creation and coming up with creative ideas and getting ways to like interact with the community and serving the students how you actually want, like what you actually want, and like incorporating those and bringing those ideas in. And then I don't have to necessarily do all the details. So I don't have to run the platform. I don't have to find the graphics. So I don't have to do that. So that is like perfect, essentially. So that is the job that I am going to be doing from now going forward. I'm probably also going to add in I think I'm going to look into some kind of telemedicine, very, very part-time. I'm still doing this part-time because I still want my 2 days at home with my girls, but this is going to be more of my like part-time gig along with YouTube, which I'm going to obviously still keep on doing. Just trying to figure out how to like kind of navigate, like, what do you actually want to see? I think I like these sit down, like super casual chat videos. So we'll keep doing those, I think, for now, and then maybe the vlogs and just kind of see where it goes. But that is the update there. If you want to check it out, like I said, you can go to the link in my description box and just go, like, I would love it if you just went and checked it out and even just gave me feedback of what you would like to see on a learning platform for nursing students and NP students. Like I said, we're going to launch the NP component that we just want to do, like, bite off one thing at a time and like get nursing really good and then go hopefully in that direction. But that's what I've been up to. So I'm getting to do I'm learning a lot of things about like working in more of a business structure. Like I had to learn how to email. A lot of them were like, have you ever worked anywhere before? Because I just send the weirdest, I didn't know that reply all. I feel like in healthcare, reply all is like the devil. All I've ever heard is like, do not ever reply all. And then all these people were like, well, why am I not looped into this email chain? And I'm like, well, I don't know why you're not. And then someone finally was like, are you replying all? And I was like, well, no, you don't reply all. They were like, oh my gosh, like you are the worst. So I'm slowly learning and I'm trying, and that's the key point, and they're very kind with me. But I'm really, really excited. And I think this has been a really good reminder of the many, many different avenues that you can pursue with your nursing degree, your NP degree, anything like that, because this is so out of left field. Like this is never in a million years what I would have thought I would be doing with my career. But if you've watched my last couple of chit chat videos like this, like I'm just so over our trying to provide healthcare within our healthcare system with limitations of time and money. Like no one can afford, we're just like at a horrible crossroads of people don't have access to the care they need because of financial burdens and, insurance copays and premiums and deductibles. And then I can't even do the treatments that they want, even if they come in and they pay for the appointment. So, and time is a huge one, and they can't come back. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, we have to do everything in this 15-minute appointment because you can't afford to come back. And that is just, I need a break from it for a minute to figure out where my headspace is with it. A lot of people have said, oh, why don't you go into concierge medicine? But that's not the population I want to work with. I want to work with people who don't have, who need basic healthcare and education. Like that is what I'm so passionate about, is like basic healthcare education. So I feel like I can I can start to provide that in this way. And then, I don't know, that's kind of where I'm landing for right now. I do want to keep my feet wet with a little bit of telehealth, I think, just to, keep me in that space, because I will go back. Eventually, I think I will become less grumpy, or I would love to volunteer at a free clinic or work really part-time at a federally qualified health center. The problem with that being, I've talked to a few federally qualified health centers, because then you're kind of plugged into like the Medicaid, Medicare network, and you have a lot more, patients have more access to care, but they don't want someone as part-time as I want to be. Like they don't have a position for that they just hire, at least the ones I've talked to so far. So I'm thinking like maybe a free clinic that I could go and volunteer at, that is what I'm kind of looking at right now, is continue to do this, which I really, really love, on YouTube on my channel, and then incorporate this new cool thing with like lecturio and get my education factor kind of out with that. And it's just like fun. Like part of me is like, should I have gone into marketing? Because I love the like social media aspect and like just making it like, I don't know, is that marketing when you kind of are like coming up with new content ideas? It's fun to make content for something that's not your own baby too. I don't know. It's just like very different. So that's what I'm doing. If you guys, I think I said that, but if you had something like, what would you have wanted as a nursing student? Because we're trying to just make a platform that is super user-friendly, and also like they have a really great program, like I said, with the quizzing to make you remember things. But I just think there could be like, we can make it really cool of all the different things that you would want as a student. So if you have something like, and you're like, this is what I would love to see, please let me know down in the comments or message me on Instagram, shoot me an email, and go check it out and see what you think of it so far. If you have any constructive feedback, I'm also open to that. Like I said, we're kind of building it sort of from the ground up, but it's existed for a while, which is nice. So like a lot of the content is already there. So go check that out. Like I said, I have a discount code in my bio. And yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. In terms of I felt like I was wrapping up there and now I'm going in a different direction. So just hang with me. In terms of like, weren't we talking about at some point, like being open to new ideas? I think we were. Let's go back to that. This is so all over the place. I'm not doing any like, these aren't scripted obviously at all. And so they're just kind of a mess. I have felt a lot of, and maybe some of you have felt this way too. When I really started getting serious about like taking this type of a job instead of doing like traditional nurse practitioner job, I felt very like I'm not even an NP anymore. Like, what am I, like, I'm just kind of stepping out of entirely. And I just like I had a lot of words. I had a lot of people come in and really support me and say, you still are a nurse practitioner. You know, this is just a different aspect, and there are so many different avenues within nursing and being an NP. And even if you do something fun and like this for, you know, say it only lasts a few years or a few months, like I hope it lasts longer than a few months, then you still gain skills from it and you can always go back. Like you've been out of the game for like a little while, but it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? If you want to stay home with your kids for a few years, stay home for a few years, and then like, yeah, your re-entry is going to be like a rough couple of months there while you get back in the saddle and figure things out, but like, it'll be okay. And I think just embracing that you don't have to follow the narrative of, you know, I got into this is what I'm doing, and I'm going to do that forever. It's a weird thing, like that we in healthcare seem to think is that you are not your profession, you are wasting your degree, or you are not a real nurse or not a real NP if you don't do the job that is traditionally associated with it. And that's just some BS, friends. And I think we can get away from that and just see what happens and like falls into your lap. And if you have any ideas of alternative like jobs that you really love, let me know down below too. Some things that people have said to me, you know, are like nursing informatics, working with like a legal team to kind of be like someone who goes in and gives like an expert advice as a nurse. You know, you could work for the devil and go work for the insurance companies. You won't be accepted here anymore, but you can go do that. Just kidding. I think there are a few of you that actually work for insurance companies, and I'm always like, you're so kind. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is the internal debate. I'm like, oh no, you work for the devil. But we need you. We need you. I'm sure you're trying to fight the good fight. I'm sure of it. But just so many different options. And I hope, you know, just stay curious and think outside the box, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I feel like I've rambled for how long? Oh wow, 18 minutes. Okay, well, thanks for following along with this. That is my work job update. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to be, like I said, taking a bigger charge of like creating content over there and, you know, putting my teaching hat on that I feel very unprepared for. Like they were like, oh, do you want to like do some of this? And I was like, I cannot believe you are letting me do that. So I feel like I need training or something, but it's going to be fine. If you want to go check it out, you know, I'll be hanging out over there a lot and probably on that social media, and it's just going to be fun. So that's that. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.